everybody, I'm coming at you today with my nephew Joshua.
Hey.
And we wanted to kind of, I guess, put our 2 cents in on the shootings that have happened in the past week. Alton Sterling and Philando Castile. And also, I don't know the guy's name in Atlanta that they found hanging in Piedmont Park. I don't think they ever released his name.
I don't think they ever released his name, so.
Alrighty, so I know everybody knows the stories about what's going on. So I'm going to do, at least for Alton Sterling, a little bit of an update that I read on the website. Let's see, I saved it somewhere. BearingArms.com. So they were saying that the officers that shot Alton Sterling may actually get away with it because they were saying that it was a lawful self-defense, because they said that, first of all, he was a felon. And he was illegally carrying a weapon, and that they saw the weapon and they tried a few times to get him to stop resisting. They used a stun gun or a taser a couple of times, and he still was resisting, so they had the right to shoot him, which I think something else could have been done, honestly. So why did you have to shoot? First of all, they shot him like several times, if you watch the video.
Yeah, so
shooting him one time in a non-lethal area of the body, I think, would have been way better than shooting this man in the chest.
The kill zone areas that they marked before training, those are the kill zone areas with the chest, some arteries in the shoulders, and even the gut are the kill zone areas to neutralize the target.
So, my issue, and it's like all of a sudden they're finding all of these different versions of the video. Now they have this 720p one from the store?
Yeah, it was from the store. I remember seeing that.
Okay, I don't know what the deal was that some homeless man called 911 and said that Alton Sterling threatened him with the gun. So the police came, and how did it escalate?
I don't see how it would escalate, even though I don't see how it would escalate as you killing the man, even though it was saying that he is a felon and he was illegally carrying the gun. Even as officers, that isn't their first reaction to always automatically shoot the person in the chest, because you still need to trial the person, not unless he was threatening the officer's life, which
is what they're trying to say.
Which they are trying to say. So the right way would have been to neutralize his hand that was holding the gun. So say if they shot him right here, this will automatically let go of the gun, and the gun will fall to the ground. It might have fired somewhere else, but it would be an accident more than a necessary fire.
So, in general, my question to you is because I would like to hear your point of view.
Okay.
Being a young male, black
young male.
I really would like to hear what your point of view is on the whole situation.
As far as the police shooting.
Right.
As far as
when you first heard the news, what was your first thought?
When I first heard the news, I think it's going to be tough for me, especially, even though I don't fit into those categories that they say most African Americans are, especially African American males. So I automatically don't fit in that category, but I dress not the same, but in their minds I do dress the same as everybody else, and they might see me as a felony, even though I don't do none of the things. But I also say it's hard even for the police officers in their own departments, because not every police officer that we see on the street or in our neighborhoods are the same police officers that we see on the news. Because I personally know some good police officers. Right. I met a lieutenant just a few weeks ago. He lived in Southeast, where I grew up at, and he's seen some of the stuff we do, but he doesn't automatically
The
shoot
first
this.
thing is not on his mind is not to shoot you. Right.
He's got to shoot you. Like he carries a stun gun.
Right.
And like, to be honest, it's optional if you want to carry a firearm.
But they were saying though that they used the stun gun twice, and Sterling was still basically resisting.
I still find that hard to believe. If you use a stun gun twice on a normal person, what is that, like 700 volts in one stun shot? 700 volts to a body is a lot. It's not enough to kill you, but it's enough to shock your system.
So you don't think like the adrenaline that's pumping through the victim at the time is enough to kind of throw off that stun gun?
Like, it's like when it comes to stun guns, especially the ones they're making now, there's certain areas they can shoot you at that will not paralyze you, but
disable you.
Yeah, disable you. So, like, for instance, if I if I stun gunned you in the leg, that will automatically lock your whole leg, and you'll fall out. You'll be twitching. Your whole upper torso will be twitching a little bit, but your leg will be spazzing out because it already had electrical currents going through your nerves already. Now it's getting unnecessary force of electricity in its leg to be moving, so all the muscles will conjust to like lock up instead of moving. But if they said they used it, would have told you what area they shot him at with the stun gun.
So, kind of taking it in a different direction.
Okay.
So, like, what were your emotions when you first heard what happened?
I'm not gonna say that I feel numb to anything, because that's not what you do. Because that's still my people, even though I don't necessarily know him. He's still of my color, my culture. I was shocked, actually, to hear a story of that caliber and to say that it was a wrongful act, and then to say that I heard a lot of people saying that he deserved to get shot multiple times, which I don't believe that's a horrible thing to get.
No.
You don't need to get shot 4 or 5 times in the same area more than once. That's horrible. I mean, the first shot should be enough to put you down.
I guess my thought was when I heard it was like, oh Lord, not again.
Yeah, not again.
When is enough? We in the past year have had so many videotaped murders of not only young black men, but there's Sandra Bland also, and then there's some that are not televised. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, not again, and I have fear. I have fear for not only the young black men, but just the black men in general, that if the police pull them over, then, oh Lord, they just better be prayed up. That was where I was going with it. But not to drag this up, we need to move to the Philando Castile thing.
Yes.
With his girlfriend videotaping the whole incident, except the actual when he was actually shot. And that whole thing, when I was avoiding the video.
Yeah.
When I finally watched it, I was like almost in tears. Because not only am I thinking like, not again, I'm like, you are actually watching this young man take his last breath. And how are you still holding a gun on him when he's obviously, he can't do anything to you. He's slumped over trying to get some breath in because evidently the bullet went through his arm and probably into his lungs. I don't know yet because I haven't heard. But he's just struggling. What is he going to do for you? And the girlfriend over on the other side
is terrified.
She's not moving because she's scared. And then you have the little girl in the back just watching that whole thing play out. I just thought that was, not only was it a tragedy, it was distasteful, disrespectful. It was just like a slap in the face to black people, basically. Like, I'm thinking, like, we're walking the streets in fear now that we could do the littlest thing and get pulled over by the police, and what in the world's gonna happen? Like, and Brandon, he's driving. What if they pull him over? And I'm just that freaks me out.
And when I saw the video, I was shocked, and I was filled with anger more than anything, because my career choice I am pursuing for armed forces into the Navy. Want to go out and help people, and I want to go out and help people in certain places, and I want to wear a uniform that shows that I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm here to bring them hope and happiness to wherever they live. And then to hear them say, well, to see that an officer who's sworn throughout the whole entire police academy that they were to protect their citizens that they were sworn to protect, kill one, falsely accused, saying he was reaching for his gun. And
right, when the girlfriend was saying you asked him to take out his license and his ID, but you're saying I told him not to reach for it. I told him to put his hands up or something like that. He said. So it's like, even though it's like a little bit of leeway there, even though she videotaped it, we didn't see that part of it.
Yeah, we didn't.
But I think it was a bit much, because I'm like, dude is already out. What is the reason for you to be still holding the gun on him? And it looked like on the videotape that they weren't doing anything to help him. He was just dying in front of everybody's eyes. Although I did see on the internet where they said they pulled him out the car and did CPR. But at that point, I feel like he was already gone. So it was just a show of, okay, well, we're doing this to help him. That's what I feel like. Even though somebody mentioned that he did do CPR, they did CPR on a dead body. To me, is what I'm thinking.
It doesn't. Well, if you pay attention to the video, you see him. He did get shot in the arm. He did.
He did.
And then you would think, okay, he shot in the arm. He can't reach for the gun anymore.
Exactly.
So that's enough. But I don't know if everybody else saw that, but you did see fresh blood stains on his chest area.
You couldn't miss it.
You could have missed it. So not only, and then this is, from what I learned, you can't. Once they're shot in the arm, they're pretty much disabled. They can't do anything else no more. You took your shot unnecessary. That's it.
But it's not even that, Josh. It's what it looked like to me. They shot him at pretty close range with the damage to like his elbow and everything.
Yeah, I saw
so that bullet didn't stop in his arm.
It couldn't have.
So, like I said, it probably punctured his lung and all other kinds of stuff. So, and he's sitting up there struggling, breathing, and you can see that. Okay, somebody else get the girlfriend out the car. Somebody pull him out the car and try to act like you're gonna save his life at least. Even though we already know he was probably gone. It was probably nothing you could do for him, but you didn't try. So, you're sitting there holding a gun on. I can't keep repeating the same thing over and over, but I'm just devastated.
Yeah,
I'm devastated, and I'm like, what's going to happen next?
What's going to happen? What's going to happen next is going to be a whole nother generation of not so much as civil rights anymore.
Right.
It's going to be a whole generation. It's going to be a whole nother generation of black people fearing the police again.
Well, I think it's always been somewhat of a fear for black people because we have never been treated equally.
We haven't.
So you did not know, not so much as you thought you were going to get killed, but they were going to do something to you that shouldn't have been done to you.
Like, okay, I think for like the past couple of years, the whole thing was like, oh, I'm going to get falsely charged or something. Okay,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's horrible. You're going to get falsely charged of you doing something that you never did. That happened. There's multiple cases of that happening. Like, there's multiple innocent men still in jail, locked up for a crime they never even did.
Right.
But now the fear is, I can walk outside and then get shot for no reason and not explain, and then be buried in the ground and have people protest, and then that's it.
Okay, saying that, because that was kind of going into what I was going to ask you. What do you think in light of not only the most recent two shootings, and I forgot we didn't mention the Atlanta, the guy hanging from a tree in Atlanta, which I think is really, really suspicious, and they're saying that he had soiled the front of his clothes, like he tried to climb a tree, and that he stood up on a barrel. You could see fresh footprints, and he put I don't believe that. I'm going to need more evidence of how that whole thing played out. And if everybody thought that what they said was true. I don't think the FBI will be investigating it. So I'm gonna need some more evidence on that one. But in light of not only the hanging, but the 2 recent shootings, plus the stuff that's happened over the whole year,
Yeah.
what do you think our reaction should be? I know everybody is going to protest. Definitely, they having something
Right.
at the museum tomorrow night. Actually,
Yeah, I heard.
that I'm trying to go to. I'm trying to get your cousin. But I mean, other than protest, I'm like at a loss at what we can do, like other than contacting, your congressperson. And Nisi did a video and she was saying what we should do is hit him in the pocket.
Yeah.
We shouldn't support people financially who have ties with people who have these beliefs, and we should buy black as much as we can. So financially, definitely. Protesting, I think we should we should make a show that we're getting sick and tired of this. But I feel like there's something else that needs to be done.
Yeah. Okay. In light of all that, yes, we should protest because we're still doing our citizen duty because in our amendments we can peacefully protest.
Right.
When it comes to protesting, we're not out to attack the police at all because why we want to attack the police also we can do more damage. But we're all showing our feelings, our anger, our emotions in this protesting.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, and I don't think a lot of people understand is it's not necessarily contacting the congressman. Yes, that's a major target.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the congressman can't do a whole lot because congressman in our state, he's worried about the state as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's horrible, but at the same time, we still have thousands of other people in our state. I'm not saying this is not important, but congressman already has a lot of stuff on his plate to begin with. That's what he signed up for.
But with the state of what's going on now, I really feel like if the congressperson doesn't want to get involved, it's going to wind up being a race war.
It is.
And the race war is not really going to be beneficial to the situation. It's not going to change anything. It's going to make us look like violent monsters that they think some of them. Well, I won't say that, but some of them think we are.
We're already tagged with already. But
there's something. I feel like there's like a missing piece.
The missing piece is the commissioners of these police departments, and then the head chiefs of these police departments
that need to be held accountable for the officers.
Yes, because that's what they signed up for. I don't think everybody doesn't understand that. Like when you see them walk around with those badges on their arms or whatever, those are their ranks and rates or whatever. And you see the people who have the longer badges.
Right.
Those are their commissioners, their head officers, their chiefs, and all the whatever ranks they have left after that. Those are the people who sign their paychecks.
Should I guess go for trying to make sure his role, if we don't see a change, is that what you mean? Like the higher up, like the police commissioners and all that.
Yeah, because when we go to the state congressman, that's a very hard target.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very hard target. But when we go to commissioners, they're not worried about on everybody in the state as per se because there's police departments in different counties or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if we target one commissioner, the commissioner has to report to whoever is higher than him. Mm-hmm. And once you get every commissioner and whoever chief that's in each department of county that they control, and it all boils into one pot and sends it straight to whoever's ahead of them, it's going to reach the state congressman because he has his his not minorities either. Jeez, come on. But he has his people getting hit with these complaints, and they're all targeting. It's going to target him eventually. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So once it targets him, he's going to have to say something. And then once that happens, he's going to do something. He's going to write a letter straight to Congress and say, okay, my state and its armed forces are going through this situation. What should I do? Should I make a law or whatever? And then Congress is going to look at Congress for a fact. It's going to look at it. It's going to look away. But this is where the whole country need to come involved. If it keeps happening at the same spot, Congress will not bat an eye to it anymore, especially when money goes into it.
Right.
So once the money goes into it, that's tax money they can use for something else. is not coming in, and then they're going to say, okay, we actually need to do something. Even though we don't like it, we need to do something.
So, in other words, just in general, we need to not stay quiet anymore. We need to stop doing hashtag, blah, blah, that hashtag whatever does not, I mean, okay, it means to me that you recognize the situation, but what are you doing? Right. What are you going to do? Are you going to be like the feet on the ground person? That's what we need. We need feet on the ground people. We need to stop being docile and quiet about it. We need to actually start moving some mountains, because who's going to be next?
And also, I do come up with this. If you do go and protest, what's it, tomorrow night? You said?
Yeah, it's a vigil. And it's like they said, it's a vigil and a call to arms.
Call to arms. Okay. Yeah. When y'all go, do not go to start violence.
Exactly.
Do not go and do that, because that's not what you do. Because this is how. If we all remember Freddie Gray's protests, we remember that.
Yes.
You want to know how that then? You remember how that went out?
That went very, very downhill.
It went from peaceful until we had other people
to looting and burning stores and all. What does that solve?
It doesn't solve it. All you did was you destroyed your own community. That's
exactly.
All you did.
Exactly. And Baltimore is already a lot of it is torn down, and they're trying to rebuild, and that didn't help at all.
That didn't help at all. All you did was like.
To me, it was like, okay, look at the black people again. Tear their own neighborhoods up.
Look at the black people again. And then, like I said, you remember what this. Let's see. But you remember what the state senator did? He called the National Guard. This is something that you don't fight against. National Guard is not police at all.
But I don't know that that National Guard thing to me is a little bit scary.
They are scary because National Guard, armed military forces don't follow civilian codes at all. Right. You remember what was it? The curfew they activated.
I forgot what they call it. It's not a police state. I forgot what they call it.
Martial law.
Martial law. There you go.
Martial law. That's what they follow. The UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Law. That's their own separate law system. So once the National Guard gets called in to handle a situation like that, at that point, all the citizens are not subjected to civilian code of law. You're not dealing with police no more. You're dealing with the military, and then after that, you're dealing with court martials. That's not something we all want. So go and protest.
Be peaceful.
Please be peaceful.
Yes.
If a police officer does put his hands on you,
be respectful.
Be respectful and move out the way. But record it though.
Exactly.
Record it. Have your hand up. Record it. If he knocks your phone out the way, that's cool. That's evidence there.
They're still recorded. Exactly.
It's still recorded. It might be busted up, but you can get the video salvaged. Go to court like, oh yeah, hey, officer such and such did this to my phone, and look at the video.
Exactly.
At that point, they can't do nothing. So, stay recording. You can hashtag if you want to.
But have something that follow that hashtag.
Yeah, have something to follow the hashtag.
So, we can kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, we can.
But I guess the takeaway is that we can't be silent anymore. We need, I guess, to push the boundaries down because, like I said earlier, it's only a matter of time before it's another one.
Yeah,
I really do believe that police have a fear of black men and some black women.
Black women too.
So they will go to any means to protect or so-called protect themselves. And that is going as far as even saying doing something to an unarmed person. But protest peacefully, be respectful. I know some people probably don't want to hear that, but you don't want to go into a protest causing another problem, and then we are looking a little bit
bigger,
wild, animalish.
Okay, where's it going to be at?
So it's going to be tomorrow, Sunday, July 10th, from 5 to 8 p.m. It's called Beyond the Hashtag. A call to action, and that is my ticket. It's going to be at the African American Civil Rights. Here it is. I'm sorry. The African American Civil War Museum, and that's at 1925 Vermont Avenue Northwest, and that's in DC. And if you want to go, you can get you can't even see that. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. They have an app or a website. So I'm trying to do that tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. But like I said,
I'm gonna be peaceful.
I know you're gonna be peaceful, but to the people that who don't go to DC that often, but you want to go participate, which I say you should do. Understand, DC is the capital of the country.
I'll put the information in the description, just in case somebody wants to check it out. Yeah, I know it's like way last minute, but just in case even if you're close in, you can just come in from this 3 hours.
Yeah, it's just 3 hours. You're not gonna be out there for that long. But if you do go, you don't live near DC, or you're far out, which I know
they're having stuff across the country,
or have
already had like
multiple
peaceful protests and stuff.
Okay, but if you are coming from out of state, this is the capital of the country, which means it's surrounded with police
and federal
federal agencies, Homeland Security, and military forces.
Because they were out, they had a protest, I think last night around the White House, and they were out in force last night. So just be careful with your actions in the metropolitan area as well as across the country. But we definitely have federal agents all over the place here.
When you have places like the Navy Yard, Marine Barracks,
the White House,
the White House,
Capitol,
and the Pentagon,
yes,
that's like across the river.
Yeah,
don't do anything crazy because they will be on you like that.
Yeah,
don't do anything crazy.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all for watching this video. I know it's kind of long, but I will see you all in the next video. Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome.
I really wanted to hear your thoughts on the whole thing. So thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, see you later.